Bombolus, welcome to the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic for 1988. Our commentators, as per usual, Steve Mackey and Dana Miller from the United States. This is a round 3 ladies match between 8th seed Ruth Guerster of Victoria and Shelley Devine from Townsville, the number 5 seed.
And Shelley got to the number 5 seeded position. Virtue of, well, maybe strikes like that, but she had a 231, and that pulled her up from absolute obscurity. She was 7th before that last game, and then, well, we'll have a look at it here. A good break for Shelley Devine.
Of course, she's playing a very experienced campaigner, the 1988 New South Wales Open winner, South Pacific Classic in the same year, the big 150, Ruth Guerster. And what a reply, strike for strike, these two. And of course, if they can continue those strikes all the way through, they're in line for a new car for the first 300 game bowled on the television coverage here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. They get the Samara Deluxe by Brock from Highway Auto Centre, Pacific Highway, Springwood in Queensland. Coming off a strike, it's Ruth Guerster. A picture of concentration.
Good shot by Ruth. Great shot. Ruth is the only player that I've seen, man or woman, to move inside on this condition, and she's just bowling really nicely. Watch right here. She gets the ball right. Ball rolls perfectly. Perfectly, no deflection. Nice start for Ruth. Puts the pressure right on Shelley.
Oh, and again, strike for strike, these two. What a great start to this match. Of course, Shelley comes from Townsville, and a great start, as we said, strike for strike by these two competitors. She's only 19 years of age, and she's been bowling, she tells me, for 18 years and 3 months. She bowled her first ball when she was only 9 months old. I was flat out walking at that age, Steve.
Yes, I know what I was doing at 9 months of age, and it certainly wasn't bowling balls. But, well, Shelley comes from a great bowling family up there in Townsville. Dot Devine, one of the members of the state team, that's her mother. Nice straight ball there, Dana, and I believe you think she'd do pretty good on the Pro Tour with that sort of style.
Yes, I do. Shelley's a very strong girl in that she pushes the ball away, and she's able to get the ball far down the lane with some speed on it. Excellent, excellent delivery, and very good for dry conditions. And we have very dry conditions in the United States, and I think she'd do well over there. She's not going to have a whole lot of trouble with that ball on spares.
Steve, at least the ladies in this match have started positively. It's something we haven't seen so far in the tournament.
Yes, Ruth Guerster's got the highest game so far, 197, and that really is a pitiful performance by some of the best bowlers in the country. Not to have had a 200 yet in, 16 games we've seen so far. But maybe this will be the turning point. I think if a couple of bowlers can just go out here and attack, as these two appear to have done, the first couple of frames at least, then the ice will be broken and the score's floodgates will open.
And a miss spare there from Ruth Guerster. So, bottom of the third, it's Shelley Devine in front. Let's have a look at that one again. Just misses out, no luck at all. And Shelley Devine in front by 14 points in the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic.
Prize money donated by Coca-Cola in the ladies' competition this year has been increased to $3,000 for first prize, $1,500 for second, $1,000 for third, and $800 for fourth place.
Ruth Guerster now. She missed the opportunity for a spare in the third frame. She'll be looking to at least make amends for that.
Ruth was lucky to get out of that with the 7 count. She seemed to pull the ball just inside of her mark, just missed her mark. Pulled it inside, and the ball was high.
Dana, that'd be unusual for this standard of bowling to miss the mark.
Yes, you have a lot of talented bowlers here in this tournament, and they're very capable of consistently hitting their mark, and she needs to come back here with this spare to keep the pressure on Shelley.
And does it safely. So a good spare there from Ruth Guerster.
Shelley Devine. 288. High game. Well, she can bowl 279 in this match if she goes all the way, and she's just the girl to do it. She looked really good in that last game in the seedings tournament.
Didn't like that one. She didn't like that from the moment the ball left the hand.
Way left. One of her hobbies is listening to music. She was listening to some tapes before this went on. Motivational music, no doubt. Try to lift her spirits and go out there with a positive attitude, and she's certainly going out there attacking. Good spare.
Good spare.
Never in doubt that one from Shelley Devine.
Some of the spectators then remonstrating when Shelley got this spare. Kept her head down all the way through the shot. Only takes 3 steps too. The first bowler we've seen taking 3 steps on the approach. Most of them take 4.
Good shot.
Great shot, that one. Never in doubt. She's got a good, determined look on her face.
She gets through it nice, stays down. 10 in the pit. She's got a very direct shot. Nice reaction.
Yeah, she's a strong bowler. High backswing. Good extension. No worries. Oh, that was a good hit by Ruth Guerster. She's coming back, shaking her head on that one. What happened then, Dana?
Well, it just looked like, right here you see it on the replay, the ball was maybe just a pinch high. It finished left of the head pin instead of straight back. And bowling is a very complex sport, not known to many people. And particularly with the women, a lot depends on your strength, your agility, your flexibility, and your concentration.
Well, I'd say a little lapse then, because she's missed the opportunity for a spare. And she's at least 13 pins down at the moment and needing a strike.
One thing on these lanes, just as you see Ruth here missing this spare, is that if you set the ball down short, near to the foul line, the ball just immediately takes off. It's a must that you extend, and it's very critical to do this in your own game, especially as a woman, to extend all the way up through your shot. Much better shot by Ruth there.
Yes, a bit of extension that time as she got to the foul line. Dana's suggesting that you should lift the ball out in the lane, and almost again a little bit too short.
Ruth Guerster now needs this pin for a spare, and it'll be a much needed one, Steve.
Yes, it will. She's a long way behind, and the youngster's got the veteran on the run. Got the spare covered then.
Nice cover by Ruth here.
Interesting to watch. Is it important that you get a direct hit? And there's a direct answer from Shelley Devine. And she has a 23-pin lead in the 6th frame. The winner in both the men's and the ladies' competition will be competing in the 1989 High Roller Tournament in Las Vegas. They will be flying to and from the United States in luxury and style with Qantas, the spirit of Australia. So, the Townsville lass, Shelley Devine, is in a good position at the moment and would dearly love to make it 3 strikes in a row. And does so, and the parochial Queensland crowd really appreciating that.
Right here, she's got a nice push away, nice backswing all the way through. Perfect shot. Couldn't have thrown it better.
No, that was the ball of a veteran bowler, let alone a 19-year-old.
So a little bit of luck there for Ruth Guerster.
Yes, it was. Let's have a look at what happens to these pins here, because this could have left anything. The way that pin came back in there, it moves it around. It could have knocked it in between the two, and that 4-pin would have been off spot, the one that's still standing. But that's all academic. She's just got the 1 pin to go for.
Yes, she gave this spare more room. Covered by Ruth.
Ruth Guerster's maximum score now, 211. She's going to need every one of those pins and hope that Shelley doesn't continue on her merry and exciting way here. She'll certainly bowl the first 200 of the series, and that's fantastic. But a 19-year-old should do what all the 30 and 40-year-olds couldn't manage.
And it happens to be a lady, which is equally as good.
Good shot by Ruth.
Dana luck plays a major part in this. She's just not getting the pins to fall with fortune at the moment, Ruth.
Yeah, she's trying to keep the ball here close to the pocket, but she doesn't get the rotation and a lift on it that she needs. Therefore, she almost leaves the 5-7, gets a lucky break to leave the 5-pin.
Quite a long, lunging last step, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Seems to work for her.
Once again, a safe spare for Ruth Guerster as she tries valiantly to peg back the lead by Shelley Devine.
Shelley hoping to become the first player to get 4 strikes in a row in our televised tournament here at Capalaba. She's hoping to hammer the pins.
Couldn't quite do it, but she has got 5 strikes so far in this game, and that's a very good record.
She stays down. She knows it's high. She's hoping to get a break here. One thing that Shelley's doing that I haven't seen any other players do is that she's not trying to find a line to play or a certain pattern on her ball. She's just lining up, going straight for the pocket, and doesn't care what the ball's reaction is.
Tried but missed for the spare, so she'll have to settle for 9 pins in that frame.
Well, she's got a massive lead over Ruth Guerster, though. At least 31 pins the difference in the 8th frame, and that's assuming that Ruth's going to get a strike in the 9th. So the youngster here looking up at the scoreboard before she gets up in the foundation frame, hoping for a strike.
And again leaves 1 pin up. What was the problem then, Dana?
Well, I think that was an excellent shot. You see the ball entering the pocket is flush, maybe just a touch high. 7-pin didn't quite kick out the 4-pin. Excellent delivery. She's the first person that I can really see hit the left lane consistently.
And aggressively,
yes.
More importantly, and the
yes.
aggression comes from the mental game. This girl's got a very strong mental game. In fact, such a strong mental game, she won the Queensland State Masters in 1988, and that's great stuff for her first year out of juniors. Ruth Guerster, the job ahead of her now. The best she can do is 200. With that spare of Shelley's Devine, she's shooting at a 221 pace.
Good shot by Ruth. Oh, excellent shot by Ruth.
As the ball enters the pocket here, let's see what happens with the 6-pin. Shumps right around the 10. That was a tough break for Ruth Guerster. And she's going to have to spare this to have any hope. And it's a slim one at that.
Safely through for the spare. But at the end of the 8th frame, the lead for Shelley Devine is 32 pins. Now, Big finish required here, Steve.
Yes, it is the best you can do. 189 with 3 strikes in the hole, and Shelley Devine would have to do something very silly on the first shot to allow this one to get away from her.
Well, that was a nice positive start. Gives us some hope, though.
She just sets this ball short and goes Brooklyn, but it carries. That's the funny thing about bowling is sometimes your bad shots carry and your good shots don't.
Like you said, the bad shots carry, and that wasn't terribly brilliant. And Ruth would be the first to acknowledge that, but have a look at the pin action here. Wow. The 5 and the 10, the last 2 to go. We'll have another view of that fortunate hit.
So a nice start and a nice finish there for Ruth Guerster, but she needs a miracle at the moment. Shelley Devine has to do something drastically wrong.
Yes, she will need a miracle because Shelley just has to stay behind the foul line, hit a few pins over on the first shot, and that 9 count of Ruth Guerster's giving a 188 will not be enough. She's behind the line. She's going to hit the head pin. That's enough.
One of the best things Shelley has going for her is her ball speed, as you'll see here. She does pull it does go Brooklyn, but it's an advantage, especially on this condition. You see her keep her ball speed up, good extension, good knee bend. So few women have good ball speed, but she's one that does.
Fails to get the spare with the last ball, so she finishes with the 198. Ruth Guerster 188, so the winner is Shelley Devine. The loser, of course, is Ruth Guerster, and she picks up $200 with the compliments of Coca-Cola. Shelley Devine plays Sue Castle in round 4 in the Coca-Cola Classic for 1988. Our next telecast match, though, features Fred Alsop from New South Wales and Terry Wenband from New South Wales. So an all-blues affair. That's round 6 in the men's competition of the Goldpin Coca-Cola Classic on 9's Wide World of Sports.